gross in there. It is wild. It wasn't for us in the slightest. I'm trying not to let it ruin my day. No human needs this many clothes. A super slow Sunday fell through the roof. Lots of food. What are you doing? Hello loves, I'm having a very chilled Sunday morning, so I thought I would take you guys along with me. I thought you could join me on having a super slow Sunday day. I've been thinking recently about I've been thinking a lot recently about using this channel again and actually uploading to it again. It's been a very long time since I have uploaded to this channel, but if you don't know who I am, my name's Megan. I actually own a small business called FAUNA and I upload to my FAUNA channel weekly. I haven't for a while because we've been in a bit of a transitional period in our lives. We have had to unexpectedly move out of our home. I say unexpectedly, we've kind of known that we were going to be doing this for a while, but we are currently living in military accommodation while while we figure out what we're doing with our property, just because it's not currently a safe environment to live in and stuff. So we are back living in a patch house, which is really interesting. I am someone who, even though I do put a lot of my life online, I am quite a private person. I don't like feeling like a goldfish in a tank. And when we lived on the patch the first time round, we only managed to live there for 2 years. 2 years, it wasn't 2 years, wow, it was 2 months, because it wasn't for us in the slightest. But so far, I am somewhat enjoying this house. It is different to, like I said, what I'm used to, and I'm getting used to all the different noises and stuff, the fact that there's like people everywhere, the fact that we have paper thin walls, so we hear absolutely everything that's going on next door. And this is a little bit concerning because they will be able to hear what I'm saying right now, because I can hear everything that they're saying. And those of you that don't know this, my business is handmade items, so I spend a lot of time sewing, and my sewing machine can be very, very loud. The cats can be really loud when they want to be, and the last thing I want to do is be a disrespectful, rude neighbour who creates a lot of noise. So I am really concerned about that, but I need to get my business back up and running because it's been closed for quite a few months now. And now that I'm finally in a new house, hopefully I can unbox everything, get my office all set up, and get back to running my business. Sorry, my voice is going. But it has been an absolute mad week and a bit, I guess. So I have needed some downtime. I have needed a slow day, which is why I'm having a nice slow day today, a nice slow Sunday. I've been on a walk. I got absolutely soaking wet because it has been peeing it down and snowing today. But I have just grabbed myself a cup of tea and obviously some chocolate biscuits because I am such a snack fiend. And these are like my favourite thing at the minute. They're just Aldi's version of chocolate covered OT biscuits, and they are so good with a brew. So I've got myself a cup of tea. I'm all showered, my hair's washed and still wet because I have no idea where my hairdryer is. And I didn't know where my laptop was, but I've just found it. So I'm going to be clearing some space on my phone because I desperately need to do it. My phone is struggling. It keeps constantly telling me that it's going to stop working soon because the memory is so full and I need to clear some space. So I'm going to go through my videos and my pictures because I kind of flip between what I film content on. I use my old crusty broken G7X Mark II, which I absolutely love. I use my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I also use my phone, just depending on like what's convenient, what's to hand. So I do need to go through that and take some of those video clips off there, probably put onto a hard drive and stuff, maybe start editing some content. And there is a bunch of things that I would like to do today. I've got clothes that still need unpacking and hanging up, so I want to get probably the majority of those done and put away. I do need to change out some curtains because we do have indoor cats. For those of you that are new to seeing me and my family, they are my absolute world, but they're also little buggers at times and they like to swing from curtains. And the last thing I want to do is get charged when we do our march out, which if you're not familiar with military housing, you have a march in and a march out, which is basically when you get the keys, the company that like owns all the houses and stuff, they'll send a representative or whoever and they will march you around the property. So you point out anything that could be a problem, you check everything kind of works, just that you're like happy with the property, you get your keys and stuff, and then when you do your march out you kind of do the same thing again. So you give the keys back, they point out any issues with the house, and you basically get charged for it. And if you damage the curtains, it's quite a lot of money. And we've been very lucky that we've had one of the sort of newly renovated houses, and it did come with these like creamy, beigey, greigey coloured curtains, new ones, because it's not very often you get those. So just to avoid getting any charges and just in case the cats do decide to swing from them like Tarzan, we take them down, we bag them up, put them in storage, keep them protected, and we put like our own curtains up and stuff. So we've just thrifted some for now, just some super basic affordable ones that probably aren't our style, but I do need to still get some more of those. But I've got a couple of pairs that have already been like washed and stuff, so I'm going to put them up in some of the upstairs rooms because that way I can start letting the cats explore a bit more without the risk of them damaging the curtains. Just a few bits and bobs that I want to get done today, nothing major, so I thought I would take you guys along with me. You can join me because I do know that there are a bunch of you who are incredible subscribers from the Fauna Rose channel who do like to see different parts of my life and stuff and want to see certain behind the scenes and stuff, but because I'm currently... It was a delivery driver. He was really nice, bless him. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, talking about those of you who may have come over from the Fauna Rose channel, a few people have said in the past that they do like seeing certain parts of my life that aren't just business related, but I know there are a lot of people that watch those videos that only subscribe for like FAUNA Row, small business, creative and making stuff. So I thought maybe every once in a while I will film some content that is separate from FAUNA Rows and pop it over here for you guys to see. So I have no idea if anyone's going to watch this sort of stuff, but I thought I would give it a go. There's not going to be like a set routine, a set upload schedule. It's kind of just going to be like whenever, because unfortunately I have found that recently I've not been able to run my business for 3 months so far, which really isn't good. But there are still a lot of people that want to watch certain bits of content and stuff, but yeah, FAUNA Rows has kind of been like packed up, so I've not been able to film anything. So that was quite a lot of chatter. So I'm gonna finish my brew, have some biscuits, maybe clear my phone and start transferring some files over and stuff, and I'll see what else I get up to. So hopefully you enjoy joining me on this super cozy Sunday morning. So this is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. It's, I suppose, quite a big task considering we have like way too many clothes. I suppose in the grand scheme of how many clothes a lot of people have, it's probably not that many, but we just... No human needs this many clothes. I have so many gorgeous clothes and I literally wear stuff like this all the time. I just want to be comfy. So a lot of my really nice stuff just never gets worn, but I find it really hard to like part with it because in my head I still think, oh, I love dressing like this, I love having these pieces, but in reality I just never wear them. So it has taken me quite a long time, but I've pretty much, I say I've filled this. It's not like jam-packed and filled, but I'm getting concerned because the more obviously I add to it, the more the bar in the middle is just completely bowing. So even though I can fit so many more clothes in this, I am worried that in the middle of the night that is just going to snap and it's going to scare the absolute hell out of me. So I have started putting some clothes in the other wardrobes because we have two of these ones, so two like built-in double wardrobes, and then we also have like one awkward one. If you saw the house tour, I think we included the wardrobe spaces and stuff. The one that's in like the little room, the little bedroom, is a bit of an awkward shape because it's above the stairs, so it's got like a big slope in it. So I've put a few like jumpers and just shorter items, so not like my long dresses and stuff, which are on this side, and none of this is probably going to stay where I'm currently putting it. Just for now I'm trying to get it off the floor and clear the space. As you can see just behind here, I do have one more vacuum bag still to sort of go through and fold everything up and unpack, but just to the side of that is our, I suppose, airing cupboard, boiling cupboard. It's got like the big backup water tank in there, like an immersion heater and stuff, and our boiler broke pretty much like around the first like few days where we got the keys and stuff, and the engineer was able to like do his best to get it back working and stuff, but apparently it's still broke. So there is a panel on the wall that's been like taken off because the pipes that he needed to access is like behind that wall, and we are having an engineer come back in like a few days time because apparently it's still not right, it needs looking at. But luckily the heating has been working, I've been able to like get it to work and stuff. I haven't used the hot water though because the shower's electric, and when I'm washing up I'm just boiling the kettle and using like a little bit of hot water and stuff, so I've not necessarily needed to use the hot water in terms of like the taps and stuff. So that is why I want to get all of these clothes away and just like clear this space. Then the engineer has got a nice space to work from and he's not going to be tripping over all of our stuff, and that way none of our stuff gets like dirty or whatever. So a lot of the stuff is for now just getting like thrown somewhat away, so a lot of it may not stay where I'm putting it, and I'm only putting certain things of Alex's away. but I've just been sort of folding stuff and putting it over there on top of the chest of drawers or away in a wardrobe. So I've just emptied my suitcase. This thing is disgusting because it has seen a huge amount of the world. I have had this suitcase for probably like 2 decades. I don't know how old I was when I got it, but this has been to the other side of the world. It's been to New Zealand twice, it's been to Singapore, all around Spain, all around Greece. I have been very lucky to have seen quite a lot of the world, I guess. And this case has come with me on some absolute adventures, but it is so broken that both wheels are cracked. It's so marked and stained, but it is good for just storing stuff, hence why I still have it. But I've just put a bunch of like summer clothes in here, I guess, things that I'm definitely not wearing when it's snowing outside. So I've just shoved all that in there for now, and I am going to put it in the wardrobe. There's so much room in these wardrobes, it is wild. Oh my legs. I've just noticed there is like a block of wood up there, and then at the back of the wardrobe there's, God, I'm so unfit. There's a block of wood along the back which has like coat hooks as well, right on this back wall, but it's quite a chunky bit of wood. So I'm wondering if once upon a time there was a shelf resting on top of that, because the wardrobe in there is sort of like adjacent to this. There is a shelf up there, and I was thinking about putting one in because that is a good storage space, but it does kind of look like there might have been one up there once upon a time, but there isn't like a block of wood or a hook or anything on this side, so it may just need reinforcing on this side, and then I could just put a bit of scrap wood up there and maybe utilize that space a little bit more. But this house has so much storage and so much space. We've never had anywhere this big. Most of our homes have been exceptionally small and have also had like no storage whatsoever, so it's a very strange thing to be able to have our bed, our bedside tables, our clothes, our wardrobes, our drawers and everything all in one room is really nice because it's been so long since we've had more than just like a bed and bedside tables in our bedroom. Well, to be fair, we've not had a bedroom for so long because we spent probably close to a year sleeping on my office floor just because of like the work that needed doing in our house and stuff, so it feels like quite a luxury. But I've got an IKEA bag of towels here. All of our clothes and towels and everything that we own needs going through, and we do need to do like a major declutter. I'm constantly decluttering everything we own because we just have far too much stuff. But for now, this is also just going to go in the bottom of the wardrobe. So the towels are going to be going not in here because this is where the big heater thing is, and it's kind of like gross in there. That one's probably going to stay shut. But what I might do is I might actually put a lock on this, not like a padlock style lock, but just like a little hook or slide across latch, because weirdly in our last patch house, I don't think that house was haunted. It didn't give me really creepy vibes, but there was something slightly off about that house in the sense of certain things would like go missing and then would show up in places that I hadn't put them, including Koshka, which was so weird. We're pretty good at keeping the cats out of certain spaces for like their safety and stuff. I would go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, come out and close the door because we had plants in there, I believe, or I don't know, we just had cleaning products, didn't really want the cats in there and stuff. I'd shut the door behind me, it would definitely be like closed to and whatever, and then I would crack on with stuff and I could then hear Koshka crying. I'd be like, where is he? I cannot find him for the life of me. And he would then be like locked in the bathroom, which I know there's like rational explanations. I didn't close the door, he then went in and closed the door behind him or whatever, but these doors are not easy to like open and close because there's just so many years of paint that have been coated over like the hinges and stuff. They're all quite stiff and whatever, so that would happen quite often. And then we did have a similar situation like this in the other house where it was like a boiler or like an immersion tank and then an airing cupboard above it. Funnily enough, that boiler then fell through the roof after we had like moved out, and they just put like a new young family in there. Where we sat like on the couch and stuff, or where I was like setting up my business and I'd sit and do like laptop work with the cats and stuff, was under that. Yeah, the big tank boiler thing apparently fell through the roof, so that's fun. But we always kept the doors for that shut, and Koshka was in there one day. Again, could hear him crying, couldn't find him, and I looked at the cupboard and was like, he's not in there because we haven't really opened it apart from like day one. We were like, okay cool, we know where that is, that's really gross, let's keep it locked up nice and tight, and he was inside there. It was very strange. It was always things like that. It was like doors kept opening and closing, but there must be explanations for it, and now I'm saying it, it does just seem like it was probably like us or whatever, but when you actually like live in that, it was really weird. But anyway, that was a bit of a long story. There are shelves in here, but it's really gross. They're just like random wooden bars with random bits of paint, dirt and dust all over them. So that would be... Why is that making a noise? I'm just gonna close that again. I would like to utilize this because, again, if we've got the storage, why wouldn't we use it? But I don't really want to put my clean towels on that. So this cupboard, as well as some of the ones downstairs in the kitchen, I do want to kind of not resurface them, but kind of resurface them, put like some new wood on top of them or whatever, or like cover them, just so then our belongings aren't going on something that's a little bit gross. So I think towels and stuff are going to be going in there in the future, but for now this space needs to be empty, clear and whatever for when the engineer comes around. And then I don't know if you can see, but this is where he had to like rip the whole part of the wall off. There's some stuff in there that he needs to access, so he was like, why they decided to block this sort of stuff in is beyond me, because you need to be able to access stuff like that to like fix it or to change certain settings on it. I don't really know. So bless him, the guy had to cut the wall off as well as the skirting board, and for now it's just gently placed over it, which is why the cats haven't been allowed up here yet. We have seen... What is going on? We will see what happens with that, see if they can get it fixed and whatnot in a few days time when they come round. But I am just going to quickly go through this one last bag. I believe that's all Alex's clothes, so I'll probably fold them all up and put them over there, maybe hang a few bits and bobs up. But I'm finally going to go and sit in front of my laptop because it's getting really late, it's getting quite dark out, and I do want to crack on with clearing my phone, looking at what random clips I filmed over the last few weeks, and start potentially planning and making some videos and getting some content sorted and stuff. But I'm glad that this is like one small thing that I've been able to achieve today. It's not been tedious, it's not caused me any pain. I've needed today. So now that I've sort of done the clothes for now, I'm just going to take you into this little spare room here. There isn't currently anything in here apart from these two boxes which we need to sort through and unpack, and some curtains. This is the one with the little weird shaped cupboard there in the corner. Like I said, we just thrifted some curtains that we thought would fit the windows. They weren't exactly our style or our cup of tea. These ones are just white with like different coloured polka dots on them, so they're not absolutely hideous, but they should fit the little window in here. So I am just going to take down the curtains that are currently up and swap them out for these, because that won't take me long at all, and then those ones can get packaged away. But this is that little cupboard I was telling you about. I've just left the door open because this one smells a little bit, not musky, but like the paint has obviously been just sort of like trapped in there, and the smell's quite strong, but it goes on like a slant there because that's where the stairs are. But there is a decent amount of space there, but you see how the rail is like bowed massively already, and there is barely anything on there, but there's a little shelf up there on this one and some hooks at the back there. But I do actually like these little hook things here, not hooks, Jesus, latches, because everything in military houses is just sort of cheap and gross, but they're kind of cute. So I'm going to leave that open just to air that cupboard out a little bit more, and I'm going to take these curtains down. So I'm having a little bit of a nightmare and issue with our internet it's not working, which isn't great. We've basically had issues with the internet for as long as we can remember, really. Gosh, because in here, hold on, let me just put my laptop down. Hello, do you want to sell mini? So long story short, we had Starlink recently installed into our home. I'm not exactly someone who supports Elon Musk, so Elon Musk, but at that property you cannot get Wi-Fi whatsoever. And because we hadn't immediately planned on obviously moving out, we got Starlink installed because I run like an online business, I create YouTube content and stuff, so I needed like a decent internet, which is unfortunately why in the end we did have to go with Starlink. So we've just got like a rolling contract mobile data sim thing. I did check and apparently the speeds for this internet was supposed to be quite good and stuff, but it's really not. The internet just is awful, so it's not good. But this is why I didn't want to go into like a contract or get like proper plug-in Wi-Fi broadband, whatever it's called here, because we don't know how long we're going to be here and we don't want to end up getting stuck in another contract for another internet provider, because most of them are like at least a year long and we have no idea how long we're going to be here for. So hence why I just wanted like a rolling style contract. So I thought I'd give it a go, but it's just not working whatsoever. Every once in a while it will work and I can pop like a YouTube video on or something, but each time I've tried to like do anything this afternoon, it's just not working, nothing's loading. That's infuriating because to send the video clips over from my phone, it needs to be linked to the same Wi-Fi and the same network as my laptop to send it over, because all of the files, they're not just like on the phone, so I can't just plug it in and easily find the clips. They go on like cloud storage or whatever. So major first world problems, but I kind of wanted to like achieve a few things today, even though I'm having like a slow Sunday day, and I get really annoyed when I cannot do the things that I had in my head, but I can't get the internet to just magically work. So don't really know what to do with myself now. But this camera battery is flashing, so I do need to pop that on charge, and I am going to give it a go one last time, see if I can get things to load. I don't think it's going to work, and if not, I might have to go maybe like unpack some bits or do something else that's semi-chilled but semi-productive, because I can't just sit around all day. I get really bored really easily, so when I'm having a good like physical health body day where I'm not in like excruciating pain everywhere, I want to like make use of my days. So even though Koshka's like, no, just stay so I can sit. That's fun. So as you can probably see, it's very dark outside now, so the lighting's probably gonna suck. But I've just popped up some curtains in the bedroom, and these were some that I thrifted ages ago. I've had them for a long time because I was going to put them up in my old office in the old house. They're like a green velvet. Green's one of my favourite colours. This side fits just about halfway. This side doesn't, and that is because whoever owned these curtains, they've clearly messed with them. So the strings that you basically pull to make this like, what do you call that? That detail at the top where the fabric is, oh my god, what's it called? Frill? No. Ruche? No. Ruffle? No. Either way, they've obviously pulled it so taut and then they've tied it in a knot and then cut the strings off to the point where it's completely folded on this side and there is not enough string for me to like pull it flat. That's kind of infuriating. I might have to DIY these or figure it out, but these are really long and they go way past the windowsill and they're like fully covering the radiator pretty much. Let me show you. So there's just a tiny bit of the radiator there, so these are gonna have to like go up there for now. They might not stay in the bedroom because they are really, really long. So no matter what I try, I cannot get the internet to work on like any device. It's really infuriating me to the point where it's like pissing me off, but it's 9:15. I've tried plugging my phone into my laptop to see if I can transfer the files that way, but it's like all my devices have just stopped working. I'm at that point where I just want to throw everything out the window and I'm trying not to let it ruin my day, but I get so infuriated when I cannot do like one simple task, and I just constantly get hit with like barriers, and it really infuriates me. And I know today was supposed to be like a super smooth, chilled out, relaxing Sunday, but when I don't then achieve anything that I wanted to achieve, I just feel like I have wasted that entire day. I can't just relax all day every day. It's not just who I am, so that's really annoying, and it's annoying that I'm ending this video on that note. But to be fair, all I'm really gonna do now is probably just get ready for bed. I mean, I can read a book or unpack more, but this sounds like a major first world problem, doesn't it? Like, oh, woe is me. My whole business, everything I do, I need the internet for. I don't really know what to do, but thank you for watching this if you did. Sorry I ended it on such a negative note. If you could give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below and subscribe if you aren't. I might catch you guys soon. Bye!